There are two things that I was thinking about as I was playing the LEGO Speed Champions expansion for Forza Horizon 4 from Playground Games. One is that Playground Games should really make a Diddy Kong Racing 2 in partnership with Rare and Nintendo for the Switch and for the Xbox platforms. Come on, Phil, and come on, Nintendo, let's get this together. Let's make this work. Come on, let's get some Kumbaya type stuff happening, because Playground Games would make a killer Diddy Kong Racing game. And the other thing I was thinking about is, you know how there's dynamic racing lines in all the Forza video games, whether you're playing Horizon or you're playing their main motorsport one? Why hasn't the Forza people worked with companies like the Tesla people and other car companies out there and made dynamic racing lines or driving lines for regular cars so that they showed up on the windshields of vehicles, so it would help guide drivers? Because, you know, sometimes drivers need a little bit of help with So these are the things that I was thinking about as I was playing this expansion, because there's not much there. I mean, it sure is pretty, don't get me wrong, and I'm a Lego maniac. I love Lego video games, and I love Lego as a toy. It's not really a toy, it's a life, but I love Lego. And I was really looking forward to jumping in and playing, you know, as a Ferrari F40 and a McLaren and a Mini Cooper. But that's it. Those are the only cars that you really get in this expansion. But I was psyched because I wanted to play as these Lego versions, and even though they're scaled to be identical to the other cars on the road and they handle like the other cars on the road, they look like little cool Lego toys, and you race around inside Lego environments. But there's just not enough there, man. It was weird. It was like, okay, you're racing in the Mini Cooper for a long time, and then you're racing in the Ferrari, looking for the events that suit the Ferrari for a long time, and then you unlock the McLaren, you get the same thing. It's like, come on, guys. I want to do more, and I want to do some mixing and matching. I want to customize my own car. You know, I want to put some Abomination out on the road and try to see how I do in that sucker. And there really isn't that. You get to build a little Lego house and you unlock all of these little Lego challenges and stuff, but you're going to be racing in the regular cars inside of these Lego worlds. And you know, a beautiful Lego world, by the way. Like, I think it's called Brickville, this cool city environment, and there's an amusement park with a Lego roller coaster, and there's Lego pirates. You're going to see, you know, Lego UFO spaceships, and you run through Lego flower fields, and you know, taking jumps over Lego ramps and doing stunts, and there's a Lego airport. There's cool things inside this world. There's just not enough, you know, Lego fun in you being able to play inside this world, and that's a real disappointment. The thing that the Lego games have done, obviously, you know, in the core sort of TT games, Lego games, is they've put Lego inside of almost photoreal backgrounds and environments, and that's what Playground has kind of adhered to as well, fusing their almost photoreal environmental stuff with Lego, you know, sandboxes and Lego sort of playgrounds that they've just sort of plopped inside of their world. And it is a surreal juxtaposition, but it fits, you know. You can almost feel like a giant kid with a giant hand in a real-life kind of Lego world playset, just driving the car around going, which is fun, but it doesn't take too long before you're racing, you know, your Porsches and your Ferraris and your Nissans and your Volkswagen buses and whatever else you got in your giant Forza Horizon library of cars. You're going to be racing those regular ones inside of the Lego world, and it just doesn't make any sense. It just feels so weird. It feels like a real missed opportunity, honestly. Like, I love the look of the Mini Cooper. I thought the Ferrari looked all right and the McLaren looks great, but that's just not enough, you know? It should have been a nice big library. The fun of Forza Horizon is, like, you have this massive garage and you get to just drive any old crazy thing you want to. Jump into a Shelby Cobra, jump into an old Corvette, you know? Like, that's the fun of the Forza experience, and it's just not really lived up to with this slim collection of Lego cars. And I thought back to that Hot Wheels expansion that came for Forza Horizon 3, and that was just electric, man. That was just filled with all kinds of great little touches and details and loop-de-loops and insane stunts, and it totally fit the toy line. So there was a great fit there, and it was just so cartoony and crazy. And there, I think, is the propensity for something really cool here. It feels like they just didn't get done. And maybe what the problem was is that they had to adhere to the licensing guidelines that Lego has with their Speed Champions product lines, with the actual toy cars that are out there. Maybe they didn't want Playground and the Xbox team to build any other cars other than the toys that they offer to people. But that's a crying shame. People should have been able to look at a model of any of the cars that they have in Forza and say, well, I want to make a Lego version of that and I want to go race it around. can't do that. I was disappointed. I gotta say, I was disappointed. I like the structure, I like the idea, I like the Lego world that we get to race around in, but there's just not enough meat on the bones here. And it's $20 if you want to buy it as a standalone thing. Obviously, this comes with the season pass, which I had, so it was cool that I just booted it up and it was sitting right there for me to play. I definitely had some fun, but I also felt like this was just onboarding me back into the main core Forza Horizon 4 experience, which was much more satisfying, much more engaging, much more diverse. So I can't recommend this as an expansion, and I'm shocked because it looks so cool, and I thought, when Microsoft came out with the reveal that you're going to be able to play this today, and they released it at E3, I thought, oh man, this is huge, what a great win, but I feel like they kind of did that on purpose, releasing that news in a huge news week, because there's not a lot of news in this expansion. It's disappointing. I'm going to give the LEGO Speed Champions DLC pack for Forza Horizon 4 a 6 out of 10.